the Czech Republic, and Wasan from India. India in red, Czech Republic in blue. There's the touch of the gloves and the respect and the final fist pump to their coaches as they climb out of the ring and sit on their seats ringside. They're not allowed to lean on the canvas in these tournaments. They've got to sit there nicely and shout their instructions from a few feet away, not meters. And there's some good action already, David, as these two start unfolding and are doing exactly what you expected of in the previous fight, where they're getting to work early and not thinking, I've got loads of rounds to warm up.
Wasan being cautioned by the official not to slap with the inside of the glove. And what he's talking about is a nice left hand that she landed to the head of Blažková. But like you said, there's a lot of action to begin this contest. No feeling out process, and you see that straight right hand standing 8 count there.
Straight away, that was early for that to come in. And Blažková didn't agree with that at all. I think the look on her face said it all. And here comes Wasan, who just is handling Blažková around in that corner, in that neutral corner, and just unloading punch after punch. But Blažková from the Czech Republic comes back, and that was a good right hand as she kind of switched stance mid-air and threw that straight right hand, which landed on the headgear of Team India.
And another right hand as you see Wasan along the ropes, not where you want to be. Blažková, after that standing 8 count, trying to get it back, if you will, picking up the pressure and the pace against Wasan.
I'll tell you what, they'll both do well if they keep up this pace and this energy level throughout the whole 3 rounds, because 9 minutes is a long time to be punching as many times as they are and moving in the way that they are as well. But here comes Blažková, who keeps doing that same thing where she almost switches stance, or her legs become shoulder width apart, and then throws the right hand. And I guess she needs to be careful that she doesn't get caught off balance whilst not in that strong boxing stance.
You know, that's definitely something that you have to think about. You know, a lot of people try to be ambidextrous in the ring and switch from one style to the other, but there's only been a couple of people in the history of boxing that have been good at it. I think more people try it than should.
I think that standing 8 that Blažková took has urged her, has given her more urgency, and she's definitely got the bit between her teeth as she just continues to load up those right hands and walk towards Wasan from India and win those judges over. And that is the clapper for the final 10 seconds in this opening round, which has been an energetic round. It's been a round of non-stop action. It's been a bit messy at times, like it is now, but plenty to talk about.
Plenty to talk about as you see both boxers make their way to their respective corners. Wasan, I thought, did a pretty good job in that first round. I'm expecting another mixed bag maybe, but I like what Wasan is doing. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, 10-9 on all 5 cards. I thought she did a good job of scoring to the head of Blažková. You saw the standing 8 count, and then just before the bell, there was a moment where Wasan is basically mauling Blažková, you know, along the ropes. So when you have moments like that, that's how you're going to get that 5-0 lead on the cards going into the second round. And so Team India in pretty good position, laying the foundation, you know, for that next gold medal there.
And what's impressive about the energy levels and the amount of shots which have been thrown is these women are fine at 80 kilos. It's a lot heavier, and it takes a lot more out of you when you're heavier and you're throwing those punches and you're receiving those punches. Can they really both keep up that tempo for another 6 minutes?
Well, you know, that's the question, whether or not they can or will. But what I believe is that what you saw from Wasan is more of what she does on a regular basis. And so I think for her, it's going to be business as usual. So it'll probably be a little easier for her boxing down the stretch in this contest. Whereas for Blažková, she may be asked to do some things that aren't comfortable for her in this contest, and there may be more of an issue for her.
Blažková just loading up that right hand, which was slipped nicely by Wasan, and the two become tangled up. But we're back to them apart, and Look, they're just digging in, aren't they? Just throwing everything. Anything which resembles some form of punch, they're just going for it.
They are, and the thing about that is this is because of the pressure of Wasan and the game plan for Team India. So when you're Blažková, you're responding and reacting to that pressure and what she's doing. And so again, it comes down to how much of Blažkova's game plan, her original game plan, can she keep in effect as she deals with the pressure of Wasan.
And another thing which will drain the energy is when the two of them come together and they're leaning on each other, because that's 80 kilos of weight on each other, and it's a trick which a lot of the heavier weighted fighters do to try and draw that energy out of their opponent, but they're both doing it.
They are, and listen to the crowd. You can tell, you know, there's support, a lot of support for both of these boxers in the crowd, and so everything that happens in the ring, there's a big reaction to, because everybody is rooting for one of those two boxers in the ring right now.
And I'll tell you who's really rooting is one of the coaches for Team India, who has been screaming, and we're just watching her. You won't be able to see her, obviously, but she's just shouting to just walk forward and throw more straight shots.
So you see another standing 8 count, this time being administered to Wasan and Team India, and you saw the look on the face of Wasan nodding as the official is counting, saying, you know, she doesn't agree with it, and so she certainly plans to go back out there and try and get that 8 count back. But now Blažková becoming much more aggressive as you see her running across the ring now.
You can, and I think that's that confidence, that feeling of I'm still in this and I can still do something about it. But the referee once again just having a quiet word, looks like, about keeping the head up.
Yes, and taking a point along the way.
Blažková lunging in with that jab there and then trying to throw that right uppercut up the middle, which misses. And that is the 10-second clapper. And round 2 will come to an end shortly, and both of them finishing this round in the same way that they started it, and that is just throwing punches at each other and making life difficult and making life hard.
You get the 5-0 count in the first round if you are Wasan. All 5 judges give it to you in the first round. That's awesome. Then you get to the second round, and it could not have gone worse. You are the victim of a standing 8 count, and then you get a point taken from you for not keeping your head up. And now we go heading into the third round, and you're down on all 5 cards. That could not have been more disastrous for Team India.
It's not a good look, is it? And the Team India corner are very animated, as you could just see him screaming advice at Wasan, and there's stuff which they're frustrated with and they want her to do more of, isn't there?
There is, but I have a question for you. How long was that second round? We lost the clock at some point in that round, and the round was jumping from one number to the next, and it wasn't running the way that it wasn't counting down the way that it should have. We could have had a round that was much longer than just 3 minutes, and so what did that take out of the tank of both of those boxes? We'll see here now.
It's a potential, isn't it? It's a potential, but here we go. We've got the clock back in round 3, the third and final round. It's all to play for, and when it is all to play for, that's when you get the best boxing. That's when you get the best action from both fighters, both boxers. And look at Wasan go. She just lunges in again. She feints with that jab, leads of it, and then lands that right hand. And again, another one on the ropes. And Blažková, I've got to say, is looking pretty knackered now. Pretty tired, but she still lunges forward herself and just using everything in her body, all her movement to try and get those shots off.
Well, I think that's the formula for her to win this contest. She needs to be the aggressor and take that tool out of the bag of Wasan. That's when Wasan was having success, when she was coming forward and she was applying the pressure, and Blažková is trying to take that weapon away from her. It worked well in the second round, and now she's trying to do it here in the third.
And those big 1-2s which Blažková is throwing are starting to get found out now, because almost every time that she's throwing it, Wasan is, oh, here we go, we've got another point which is being taken off.
I'm not inside the ring, so I can only see so much. Okay, so the official is taking a point away from both boxers. No harm, no foul there. But you see Wasan now going back to applying the pressure and Blažková backing away. I don't know if that's something that you want the judges to see you do at the critical stages of the third round.
Well, only just over a minute to go. And yet again, the referee is there having a word, and Team India very animated just in front of us, screaming at their fighter, showing her what she needs to do to get that gold medal for India. But again, both fighters come together, and not only is it frustrating the audience and you at home, but it'll be frustrating those two as well, because although they're tired, they both want to box. That's what they're in here for. And another standing 8 count.
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen. So what are the last 30 seconds of this bout going to be like now that Blažková has been given a standing 8 count?
Well, Blažková looks like she clearly just wants to get Wasan off of her, just so she can land some more of those big blows which she's landed over and over again in this contest. And 10 seconds to go. And the referee has been a busy boy in this fight, probably busier than any of the other bouts, but a couple of seconds to go. And who is going to get that?
I tell you what, going into the third round down on the cards because of a point being taken from you, and I'm not going to discuss the merits of whether or not that was a good decision or not, just only to speak the facts about the situation. Facing that going into the third round, I thought Wasan did a really good job of responding to that. And I tell you what, I like Wasan in that third round. The question is whether or not it is enough. And I feel like there may be just the slightest edge for that red corner.
Do you think they're both worthy winners after that?
This is what you want, to see both boxers clearly give it everything that they have.
The winner on points by split decision. In the blue corner, from Czech Republic, Stella Blažková.
You see those scores, ladies and gentlemen. There are more numbers up there than I can figure out, right there, ladies and gentlemen. I think Blažková, with the victory on the cards, she'll get the gold. Wasan,